What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I have a different style of video. We're going to be reacting to a video from Slanderous. The title is Why For Honor Needs the Old Gear System Back. And I really just wanted to share this with you guys, just get the conversation moving in the community, and just express my thoughts on this topic. And I'm going to add on to this. I'm going to say what I personally think For Honor really needs to add to the game, and this is definitely on topic of that. So let's get started. Again, links will be down in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Channel name is Slanderous. That's the video I'm reacting to. I'll leave everything down below. But let's get right to it. Why For Honor needs the old gear system back, man. This is a good one. Let's go.
Hello everyone. In this video I will provide an actual argument as to why I think For Honor and everyone playing it needs the old gear system back. Why this would prolong the game's longevity for years to come, and how to actually implement this in the current meta in a way that everybody wins. For those who don't know, the old gear system got replaced by the perk system long ago, and I am willing to bet that a lot of players don't know what the perk system even is, because of how utterly useless it has become. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I think that we can agree that perks in For Honor tend to be near negligible boosts unless you're a heavy.
Now pause right there. Look at this. Like, I want y'all to actually see what this is. Like, I think these are assassin perks, and just look at them. Most of these, now you guys can agree with me or disagree with me here, but let me know in the comments. Aren't these mostly useless? If you're an assassin, or I think this is assassin, do you actually use these perks here? And if you do use them, are they useful compared to the heavy class? You know, heavy classes have they have bulk up, last stand, bastion, vengeful barrier. Those are like the four really good ones. And if you compare them, these are very useless compared to heavy characters. Heavy characters have the best perks in the game right now, and like I said, these are really useless. So my idea or my proposal is either we bring back the old gear system, if you remember the old gear system, or we can just rework these perks that we have, because these perks aren't it. I'm just letting you know, these perks, they need to be better. They just really need to be better, because what I like a lot about the old gear system, and if you don't know about the old gear system, if you didn't play it back then, we're going to get to that. The old gear system allowed for so much more creativity. You could really go around with whatever build you kind of wanted to make. And I had a build back then where I just maximized my throw distance, which it was a troll build. I will say that it was a very trolly build, but I was using Warlord, dragging people across the map. It was fun. It was different. You didn't really see that because people just ran, you know, attack or defense or revenge builds, and I had a throw distance build having a blast. It was a lot of fun actually, and it was very creative and very unique style of play. So I just miss it a lot. Right now the game feels very repetitive.
And overall, as a mechanic, they're just not fun in my opinion. The old gear system is similar to the perk system, but each piece of gear you collected improved your stats in a meaningful way.
Now I'm just going to pause that just to show you guys what we used to have for people who didn't play this. Look at this: block damage resistance, revive speed, stamina regen, throw distance, and you had certain things in here that countered other builds. Like, you really had things that countered. And what I personally feel that they should add into this, they should bring back the system but add on to it. A lot of people had revenge builds where they would gain revenge very quickly, and people really hated that. And I think that's one of the reasons why they switched off of it. But if you had counters to certain things, like maybe I don't know, maybe when you have a build that you don't feed as much revenge to people, so it counters people with revenge builds, or if you have an attack build, another person could have a pure defense build, and it will kind of like counteract and it will offset. So you could play like anti-meta builds, or you can create different things to give you an edge, or, you know, just something that you like to run. And it was beautiful. So you have sprint speed. Maybe if you're an assassin, or you're good at ganking other people, you want to get from point to point, or you want to clear minions fast, you can go for a sprint speed build. And you could really be very creative with this, way more creative than what we have now with the gear perk system, where everything is just linear. You just either you have it or you don't. or you have this or you don't. And there's no creativity with the perks because most of them are really, really bad.
Ranging from health to damage, throw distance, stamina cost, revenge, feed cooldown, and more. This allowed for, and I emphasize, creativity.
Facts.
You could do anything you wanted with your hero.
Facts.
If you wanted to be a tank, you could be a tank. If you wanted to be a glass cannon, you could do that too. You could even be a godlike anti-ganker and much, much more.
Right. And let me just pause him real quick. A lot of people had issues with the old gear system because they would be a new player and they would go up against people who had all of their gear stats. Now let me tell you why. Now, let me tell you why I think that's okay. All right, let me tell you why I think that's okay. If you're a new player, now I'm gonna give different scenarios here. If you're a new player and you're going up against someone with a lot of reps, more likely than not, you're going to lose anyway. You gotta put in the work with your character, and over time you'll get better. And the way they can counteract that as well is that the percent boost that you get from having max level gear and just starting gear shouldn't be that crazy. It shouldn't be like that crazy. It should be a difference, but it shouldn't be that crazy of a difference, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm saying people with base level gear can still put together a build, and then they can still see the improvements as they rep up to get that sense of progression. Another thing this game lacks severely.
However, some will say, then won't this give people the ability to become overpowered?
And it will.
Well, yes.
It will allow you
but
to be
guess
overpowered.
What? If everybody is overpowered in their own way, then no one is.
I agree with that as well.
That's the point.
Because everyone has their unique style.
These days, every hero feels the
Everyone
exact
is
same
unique.
to play. When you encounter any hero on the battlefield, you know exactly what you're up against.
Right.
There's no diversity in
that picture just sums it all up. It really sums it all up. You see a Black Prior, you know what you're going to get. If you see a Conqueror, you know what you're going to get. If you see a Warmonger, you know what you're going to get. There's no, like, you don't go into the battle, it's like, okay, what's this guy going to bring to the table now? Like, what kind of playstyle, what kind of build does he have? Let me see. Let me figure it out. Let me see how much, if he hits me, how much damage am I taking? Does he have an attack build, defense build? Like, now you start getting creative, and then now you can start working with your teammates, building a team strategy, going, okay, I'll be this role, I'll get this build, you could play this role, you have that build, and then things can start getting fun. And of course, you don't have to have this all in like, you don't have to force this upon people. You can have like a rank side of Dominion where there's no gear stats, and then you can have a regular Dominion where you can actually have your gear stats and actually like have fun and be creative in the game. I understand people want to be competitive, I understand that, and people want a controlled setting, I get that. So you can have that in a ranked style play, and then if you want the casual style play where you can create your builds, have more fun, less competitive, you can have that.
For any hero on the battlefield, you know exactly what you're up against. There's no diversity in what you can't do aside from feat selection. It's boring, and people are getting bored from this game. Imagine the amount of time you could spend in this game with just one hero, customizing him to oblivion, and finding new ways to play you didn't know before. Now I will go about how to implement this into the game in a way that those who like it can play it, and those who don't like it don't have to. Okay. All while keeping matchmaking queue times short.
Okay.
When you log into multiplayer, the first thing you see is battle, breach, and duel and brawls.
Right.
Here's my suggestion. You see where it says battle? Change that to just Dominion, and grab tribute, deathmatch, breach, and then some 4v4 event game modes like Heralds of Chimera or whatever, and lump them into a game mode called Party.
I don't like that.
Whatever you want to call it. Touched. This new game type will instead receive the all year system.
I don't like that.
With this in mind, those who just want to play Dominions or duels can still do so. Those old game modes that no one plays will be brought back into the light, and hopefully, for the people that want a brand new For Honor experience, well, those people will get what they want too. Everybody wins. If you think...
Let me just pause right there. I don't like that. Because it will separate people. It will separate the player base. I would rather have it a rank side for the really competitive people, and then the casual side where you have old gear stats. I think that would be better instead of having two casual game modes where one is without and one is with gear stats. I think that would be better. It's the same concept that he has, but it's just slightly different. That's my only thing. That's my only thing right there, because you don't want to split the player base like we have with the skirmish playlist, where no one plays that, and then you have everyone just running into Dominion and barely people playing Breach. Or on PC, that is. On PC, it's hard to find Breach games, and it's very hard to find like skirmish games and whatnot. Everyone just plays Dominion. On console, it's a bit more populated, and if we had crossplay, that problem would be solved completely, and then we wouldn't even have to worry about any of that. But as of right now, we don't have crossplay, so I think we will run into an issue right there. But I do agree, gear stats needs to be back.
Think this is a risky move? Well, just make it into a testing ground. You could get a whole season worth of content out of this game mode alone.
And you can.
I also stress that it doesn't need to be brought back exactly the same as it was before. If something as simple as damage values needs changing,
right,
then so be it. If you think that what I said is right, then please share the video. The For Honor devs are really good people, and they're one of the few who actually listen to the community has to say.
Of course. His link is down below if you want to check him out. Makes great content, by the way. Check him out. And subscribe to him, like the video. I just want to get the conversation started, guys, because I think this would solve one of the few issues we have with For Honor currently. I feel. So let me just break that down on what I think the problem is. Now, early on in For Honor's lifespan, we had a balancing issue. I think that's pretty much solved now. I like where all the characters are placed. I like the where the tier lists are. I like how, I like where the game is headed in terms of balance. Okay, the For Honor team is doing a great job with the balance, and that was a huge issue at first, right? And fixing the turtle meta, fixing the stall meta, all this different stuff. They've done a fantastic job. They gave people role catchers, all different types of stuff, like phenomenal job, right? But the only thing that's left is these few glaring issues. We have a progression issue. Repping up your character past rep 8 or 10, I believe. It's kind of pointless. After that, we have just a repetitive, just the gameplay is very, very repetitive. And I think the gear stats will change that, because it will allow people to get more creative, get unique builds, bring a fresh breath of air to the combat in the game. I think that will be beautiful, right? And then after that is just I think rewards. I honestly just think rewards have challenges that actually give out better rewards in the game. Just don't throw like 1,000 steel at us when we do a community challenge. Make the community challenge actually like worth it, and so we can get more engagement in them. You can rework the faction war to give better rewards. And then you can tie in the progression with the reward aspect, give better rewards for repping up, so people could actually feel the progression. And then you can, with the gear stats and everything, you can tie it in with your rep. The higher rep you are, the better gear stats you have on your gear. You could tie it in like that. And like I said before, the difference doesn't have to be that great. Like, you can have your base set of gear be pretty good, so people who are just getting in the game don't feel like they're just getting absolutely stomped on. They, like, people who are rep 0 can still make a decent build, but as they rep up, they'll still feel that progression and feel themselves getting stronger, and their gear getting stronger, and their drops getting better from playing each and every game. It'll give them a sense of progression. And then you could tie that in with the rewards. Give us better rewards for reps 10 through 60, because at 60 you get the yellow aura, which is nice, and then at 70 you get the rep 70 emote, which is all right. But fill in those gaps, man. Fill in those gaps. That's a big gap. 10 to 60 is a huge gap of just nothing, of battle outfits. It can be like, I would love to see that filled in. And we used to have the materials that filled in reps 0 through 8, but now those are just buyable, so that kind of like takes away the progression just a little bit, right? I wish there was more progression. I wish there was more rewards. And those are just some ways we can hope for honor, in my opinion. I just wanted to talk about this, get the conversation going, because I don't see many people talking about it. I see many people just complaining about reworks, which I think the reworks are honestly fine, and I like the way that they're going with the game in terms of balancing. I love that part, but I feel like that's all we're talking about. We're not talking about these other things and what will make the game more enjoyable. So I love the game. I love For Honor. I love the devs, love the community and everything. I just want to get the conversation started, just to bring in some fresh air to the game. That's all. This video wasn't meant to bash devs or bash anything. If it came across that way, I apologize. It was not my intention at all. Just wanted to get some conversation going. But if you guys like this video, definitely leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. And regular gameplay coming back to the channel tomorrow. All right. See y'all then.